You're listening to Overwhelmed Working Woman, the podcast that helps you be more calm and more productive by doing less. I'm your host, Michelle Gauthier, a former overwhelmed working woman and current life coach. On this show, we unpack the stress and pressure that today's working woman experiences. And in each episode, you'll get a strategy to bring more calm, ease, and relaxation to your life. Hi, friend. Welcome back to the last day of the Declutter Challenge. If you've made it this far, pat yourself on the back. Even if you didn't do all the days, if you've done some of them, great job. You've made it through the whole week. I've been so excited by the wins you've shared, from clearing out closets to deleting hundreds of emails to saying no to one obligation that just didn't serve you. And those small steps in different areas of your life really add up. So for today, the vision is about, first of all, celebrating and focusing on your wins, which is something that I always do. If you've been my client, you know that the first thing I ask you every time that we start talking to each other is, what are the wins that you have and what did you learn from them? And I want you to first think about that. So what's the biggest win you had this week, and what decluttering action made the biggest difference in your life and how you feel? And then I want you to, for your action today, instead of decluttering something, unless you've got the time to do it, but I want the number one focus to be when you figure out what was the biggest win and what you learned from this challenge. For example, you might learn something like, for me, the most important thing of this challenge was realizing that I can make progress in small steps and that I don't have to set aside like 5 days to declutter my entire house. Or maybe for you, you're like, I just realized that if I do one little cabinet in my kitchen, it inspires me to do all the rest of my kitchen. So whatever it is that you learned about yourself as it relates to decluttering, take that and then ask yourself, what will I continue doing now that this challenge is over? And how will you protect the newly decluttered space that you have created? And what is your next decluttering priority? So instead of taking 30 minutes to declutter, take 30 minutes to celebrate your wins. Think about those questions and then write down your plan. So if you were able to carve out 30 minutes every day this week, can you continue to do that for another week? Can you do 30 minutes once a week? Can you get your family involved and do a 2-hour session on Saturday or Sunday? What is the plan that looks good for you and feels doable for you, but does not make you feel overwhelmed? Now, last thing I want you to ponder, and this is the question that I would love for you to reply back to the email or send me a voice memo about today, which is, how does your life feel different today, Friday, than it did on day one, on Monday? So since you have done the decluttering in several areas of your life, how does your life feel different? And then share with me, what's your next step? What's your very next step that you're going to take in terms of decluttering? Thank you so much for joining us this week. It has been such a fun time. I've loved just decluttering alongside all of you and hearing all of your reflections, getting all of your questions. It's really been a fun week, and it's nice to feel the community of everybody being in this together. Don't forget to reply even today. You'll still be entered in to win one of our prizes. That's it for today. Reset and celebrate and keep going. I'm proud of you. Great job. Thank you for listening to the Overwhelmed Working Woman podcast. If you want to learn more about my work, head over to my website at michellegauthier.com. See you next week.